If I'm so damn smart, why can't I get clients? How many times have you said that? How many times have you thought that? And how many times have you gone searching for that answer only to loop-de-loo right back to square zero, big fat goose egg clients? Or you're wondering, where are the clients that will actually prevent me from having to want to burn my business down every 3.5 days? Well, my name is Pamela Dale, and I've cracked the code on finding and working with amazing clients. And I'm going to publish a book about it. I've written about it, and I'm going to walk you through what I call the client code. And the client code has 6 P's, and they are vital. So stay with me. Let's take a look at this. If you'd like a copy of the book when it's published, ifimsosmart.com, go and check it out. There's a link down below. So there are 6 different P's that are really important. But first, why am I talking about this? Great things happen when women have money, and I am tired of watching another episode of Dateline where a woman could not provide for herself or her family financially, so she stayed or was in compromising situations that ended up with one or more people no longer with us. And isn't that a travesty when we see the amount of money floating through the world today, with women having the level of intelligence, experience, and absolute desire to do something more for themselves and their families, and they cannot, simply because they don't know that running a business will change their lives. And then if some of them get a hold of this business, the client game is the most elusive. So this is all about getting money back into the hands of women, because that goes to the family, and then we can stop some of this absolute lineage of devastation that happens in families. So first P, people. Just like anything, head's rotten, the rest is rotten. And there are 4 types or groups of people that we need to deal with. And the first, guess, it's you. Absolutamente, it's you. First piece of this is, have you ever said or saw a post on social media that was going somewhere like this? I can't believe that the client has this and this and this. And you know what? Next time I'm going to charge what I'm worth. Next time I'm going to absolutely step into my worth, and I'm going to charge more. Okay. How are you going to get there? If your idea of worth is coming from what someone outside of you can see, and then, oh, yeah, $3 more for you because I don't know, on a scale of what, 1 to 1,000, you score 3 points higher. Where's the measuring stick on these people for you? Where does it come from? And once you get to understand people, that's going to vary depending on what they see in you, and they're not going to see all of you. So here's where I think you need to start. And you get to determine right here, right now, if you're going to make a change in the way that you are and the way that you are in the world, because this is where the client game starts and stops. You can be an employee, hate yourself, hate the world, be an alcoholic, never take care of yourself, be in absolute devastation all day, every day, and you can still get a paycheck every 2 weeks. Over here, you cannot. What you think of you, the world, money, and everything around you matters, but it starts with, what do you think of you? So you have got to start what I call a private revolution. You have got to start to dismantle the way things appear and the way you believe and the way that you will allow yourself to dream. It's got to start in your own heart, mind, and soul. And the first thing up is, are you willing to change the way that you view yourself? If you are not, I want you to just click off. Gonna be okay. It'll come. It's not your time. You absolutely must decide right here, you are 100% worthy simply because you were born. You sitting here right now, me here right now, simply breathing, has evolved humanity. Not when you give back and you become a great this and you help people and etc. and all of that. No, you can't control that. What you are right now is 100% worthy simply because you were born. And this is where you get to decide, are you going to try that on for size? Because this work will not move forward if you do not at least attempt to get there. Because the world is going to be the world. The world is never going to change. People are never going to change. And hallelujah for that. You've got to bring back the power where it belongs. This is our second part of this, you are personally responsible for everything in your life. I call it radical responsibility. And you have it right now, 100% worthy. Okay, maybe that's a fuck of a jump. I can understand that. When I heard it had done a lot of work, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to put that on. I absolutely going to put it on. Some days I take it half off and then I put it back on, and it's a work in progress. I am 100% worthy, not wanting to have to do this or talk to this or do that. No, it's okay. It's going to be okay. So maybe it's, I am willing to believe I am 100% worthy, and write that like you did your lines in school when you fucked up, right? I am worthy just because I was born. Get your hand and your brain and your heart and your soul in that. You've got to get there first. Does that make sense? And then you are on this personal revolution. Don't share with others yet. You're going to be a little teepee-tottery in it, right? Your beliefs. And then adapt the radical responsibility. Now, if you want to be a business owner, this is the route you're going to take. If you don't, then you're probably not here. So you're here and it's not working. So we've got to start somewhere. Yes. And these are the places to start. And then you've got to take a deep look at the way that you view your money, your world, etc. Are you willing, again, to open up? And what you have right here, right now, is a direct reflection of what you believe. And a belief is nothing more than the thought that's gone over and over and over and again. And they probably were imprinted from someone else. My mother always said, like, who do you think you are? The Queen of Sheba? One day I got real smart, but it wasn't until I was in my 30s. And I go, who's the Queen of Sheba? Is she a real person? Well, it turned out she was. And she was a very powerful woman. I thought, well, let me adopt that belief. Since the other one was bullshit, I can adopt the next one, right? So I started on this journey of punching holes in these little thought clouds, these little beliefs, and started to ask myself the question, is this true? Is it something that still works for me? And you know what? I started to notice they didn't, because I wanted to build a business. So this is why when you are at a place in your life where you want to build a business, you've got something out here that you want, and you've had this over here that you've always gotten. So to get here, you know you have to cross over. And your brain is not going to want you to do this in any capacity. You need to understand how the brain works. Now, when I learned this, I was pissed. I don't know why it's not taught in school, but you have two sides to your brain. The amygdala is trying to keep you safe from the saber-toothed tiger, and the prefrontal cortex that does all this lovely dreaming and starts its Monday, right? Oh, it's a beautiful day to build a business. And by Friday, you don't know what happened. You've got nothing done and you're back right with yourself. And it's just stinks, right? It stinks. So you're doing this over and over and over and over again because you do not understand something called the motivational triad. Your brain is going to kick in and go, that's not safe. Your thoughts are running on default and they're kicking in and going, it's not safe. It's not safe. You have to think different. When I have to think different, I am worthy versus all the other thoughts that I had. The brain is building new neural pathways. And you know what? Those take protein. You're going to have to eat a little bit more. You're going to have to give it some more energy because it doesn't like to do that. That's not its job. Its job is to keep you safe. So if you know that this is just a false sense of security for you, because of course we don't want to end up on an episode of Dateline because we don't have enough money, or our kids end up in the wrong place because we can't get them out of that goddamn neighborhood, right? It's a false sense of security that your brain is feeding you because it's thinking saber-toothed tigers. There are no saber-toothed tigers. So let's just roll with, let's get into it and evaluate some of the thinking. You're going to need to do this. You're going to need to do this over and over and over again because your brain wants enjoyment, ease, energy efficient. The 3 E's, right? And scrolling on social media is what happens between the Monday and the Friday. Yes or yes? So once you know that, then what's the other side? That's the amygdala at work. We've got a prefrontal cortex that does our dreaming and our planning. So what has to happen? You have to seek discomfort. You have to go for growth. You have to push through all of the things. And we call it resistance. We call it fear. I'm saying fear is not going anywhere. My friend, she's reading the book and she says, you know what? I've got to just feel the fear and do it anyway. I'm like, okay, that sounds like a really cute quote, right? We hear those out there. What you need to do is just saddle it up right beside you, not feel it. Just bring it along for the ride. Let it go shotgun. Because right now she's in the driver's seat. We just need to move over to shotgun. It's there. Okay, perfect. Let's go. You ready? I'm ready. This person can take care of this person, right? Yes. And that brings me to my next point. You need to stop listening to gurus. And yeah, I understand the irony of me telling you what to do. I'm guiding you back to you. And there's only one person in the whole world that knows what's best for you, and that is you. Do you know that? Do you know that your fears drive you to courses and learning and seeking the advice of everyone else because you're scared to take and trust on your own self? Intuition, all the words that we use. So There is a person that knows, and it's something called your future self. The person who has the dream, when you settle down and you settle in and you just close your eyes, you can see my shoulders start to drop, and I drop out of my head and I go into my heart. There's someone there, the sayer and the hearer. There's someone speaking and there's someone listening. Yes? When you're talking to yourself, who's listening? And there's another voice that's just got drowned out, and it's the one of your future self. It's the one that's achieved all the goals that you have for yourself. If you ask her, what should I do? She'll tell you. Now, you might say, I don't hear her. Yeah, because you got so much shit going on. You got to pile it out. You got to get the shovel and you got to start moving out. You got to slow down. You're scared to slow down because of what's going to come up. Some of what's going to come up is that relationship needs to go. I can't deal with that anymore. That's not okay. But you don't have the finances to get yourself out of the situation. Yes, I know, because I've lived your life. But the future self knows. Ask her. You need to befriend her. She needs to be the one that tells you, I love you. I've got this, not your clients. Not the clients. By offering you a discounted rate, you're already undercharging and they pay you and you get a little hit of dopamine that says, they love me. I'm accepted. Totally do. Off I go and do the work. And 5 minutes in, I'm a resentful bitch because I have undercharged and haven't set a single boundary. So we run into scope creep and it's all off the rails by Friday. Your future self will guide you. If you don't have one, use my voice. I used my best friend's voice. What would Nancy do? And it started to work. And I was astonished. So once we get through some of this, yeah, you've got some vision, maybe work through a why, like this is going to get hard out here. You already know that, right? Because it's already hard, but it's hard in the wrong way. You're not working. You're not actually producing anything. You are full of people pleasing. And what you're calling burnout is actually shitty thinking. Burnout comes from producing. You are not producing a single thing. Your burnout is coming from your thinking. And good news, you can change it. You can change your thinking. Burnout is not what you and I have called it. It comes from not having enough space and time to think, not having enough time to work with your own thoughts. It's really, really powerful when you slow down enough, but you're frightened of that, and that's okay. So what do? When you're flailing, like I have flailed most of my life. It's the same effect as if you are in quicksand. The more you flail, the deeper you sink. You've got to calm yourself down. So you have to be willing to do this work. And this is the work, folks. I'm telling you, this is the work because I'm smart. We started this video with, if I am so smart, why can't I get clients? I was too smart for my own damn good. I wasn't going back to the basics. I misunderstood a journal or slowing down or meditation. I thought, I don't need any of that. Give me something. Let me run towards it. That has been my demise. Over and over and over again. I had to slow down and figure out myself and who I am and what I wanted at this point in my life and tell myself the truth. I wanted the $10 million house by the beach in Mexico. That has never left me. That dream has never left me. Well, do you know how much money I'm going to need to make that happen? I can't give it away. I can't absolutely discount my prices by less than what they normally would be, like half, right? It's not going to work, is it anymore? So you need to tell yourself the truth. And if you're 100% worthy, you don't need to give it away. Your best example and benefit to society is to 100% go and get everything you desire, because that gives them the possibility to do the same, and you don't take from them the lessons that they need to go and do it themselves, because that's why we're here. Woo! We are running right into truth today. Okay, that takes us to the second P in people, and it's your environment. Change your environment. You change your life. You act different in a church than you do in a bar. And right now, you have got things in your environment that need to get out. You and I have let far too many people, places, things into our environment simply because not been safe to say no. We didn't know the consequences of it. It kind of happened without our knowledge. Welcome to walking around our lives unconscious. And right now we're sitting in a puddle of mud that we somehow got to get ourselves out of. Yes, you've got to take a look at your environment and you've got to cut. You have got to be a no ninja. You have got to say no to so many things so that you can get yourself into a place where you can do the work you need to do in P number 1. And that takes us to the third P inside of people, and that is clients. If you don't know the problem you are solving for your clients, you are in trouble. And I'm guessing you're not here if you've got that figured out, because you would have a lot of clients if you did. So I started this game a long time ago. And about 4 years ago, I came up with the client code, which is what the book is, what I'm walking you through right now. And I was building funnels, and someone in there said, Pamela, how do you get clients? I said, oh, don't worry about that. That's the easy part. And they're like, huh? And everyone in the group chimed up and said, yeah, Pamela, tell us how you get clients. I'm like, what? I missed it. Because it's my zone of genius. I had figured it out. I could get a client just standing in the middle of nowhere. They just appear. And I was like, oh my God. So then I, in my head, started putting this together. What did I do? What made that change? How did that happen? And it's turned into a 300-page book, right? That you're going to go to ifimsosmart.com and get on the wait list. And this came from serving people. So you have not got your answer simply because you have not served enough people. You've got to get out and talk to people. Define your client, and then you will have your key to the problem that you have right now, because you're trying to serve everyone and you cannot. In 2024, 2025, you cannot serve everyone. You must solve one problem, and one problem well. And then the fourth P in people is competition. And you know who your number one competitor is? It's you. You versus you. You are your own competition, because it's you and your brain. First up, yes, there is some real valuable insights that will come from taking a look at your competitors, both direct competitors and indirect competitors. But first, you're going to have to tackle yourself, because if you don't, you're going to go out into the marketplace and have a look at your competitors, and you're going to hit the, oh my God, they're better than me. And that is not true. They are simply different, and hallelujah for that. We're going to move into code number 2 now, and this is your product. You need a winning product. You need a product that you're going to put together. You're no longer going to service this person, and that's a website. And oh, I can do your Google My Business over here. Yes, I can put a brand together. Oh yeah, I can easily do a funnel. That's what I was doing, and it damn near drove me into the grave. You need one service. We call it a signature service. You need to put that together, but you need to have served clients so you know what that is. And it's a combination of you and them and the internet, where it is, and the marketplace, and your history, and where the world is going. And it develops this beautiful golden sphere that is gold money. It's going to turn into money. So you have to put that together. You have to then, with P number 3, put it into a process so that you don't kill yourself. And it's going to take boundaries, and it's going to take walking your clients through a process that you are in charge of. And you 100,000% need to be in charge of this process. It's your signature service, and you're going to create what we call a client success path. From the moment they find you till they are way off-boarded, review, referral. Bet you're not even doing that now. You're not getting a feedback form sent out at the end of your work together because you're scared, because you knew the whole relationship was off track right from the start. So we are going to go from top to bottom and get this figured out. Processes. I underestimated them, and it damn near took me out of the game. Then we're going to go to code number 4, and we're going to start talking about your platforms. You probably right now are operating on 7 different pieces of software, and I bet you're missing the very important first one, and that's a CRM, a customer relationship management system. That is not MailChimp, and it is not your invoicing software. I promise you right now. Do you have one? If you don't, get this trial.com and let's get you a decent CRM, the best in the world, and let's get you off of that other 7 pieces of software and get you on one so that you can streamline your business. It is time to take things seriously. The platform is going to allow you to amalgamate all of the customer data and your lead data and your business data in one place so you can make educated decisions. Your business will then be predictable, and it will be an eye-opening little exercise to find out how many leads you've lost, how many you don't follow up with, how many that you simply have let fall through the cracks. That is where your next client is sitting. Next, your visibility platform. I'm going to tell you right now, those high-paying, high-quality clients, dream clients, are not hiding. You are. Now, you might say, sure, I'm on social media, but is the real you on social media? Is the real story about why you do what you do and how you do it? And are you giving your best stuff away for free? Are you demonstrating that you actually are the absolute genius you are? Absolutely, you're not. You are still hiding. And today, your clients have a trust factor. It's at negative 3,000 with every service-based business out there because they have no idea if you're as good as Bob, right? So you have to demonstrate what you do, and you need to do it in a way that makes sense. I have put videos out, video after video after video after video, talking about what I do. My last video before this one was the only one that started getting 100 views an hour. And you know what it was? I just told my story about why I do what I do. And I've never told the story before in such an open manner because I was afraid. Remember, get fear into shotgun. Yes, there's going to be some people that aren't going to like you, that are going to come at you. That's okay. We've got you. So maybe if I start doing more videos that are actually in alignment with who I really am, like at my heart and soul level, not that I can build you a funnel or I can build you a software business, right? It's making a difference. And we're going to continue to speak about what it is that we really believe in. And how did we start this episode here today? You do not want to be in Dateline episode or someone you know who's talented and could have started a business or has a business and hasn't been able to get it off the ground and financially got themselves into trouble. It can be as simple as not getting an Uber home. I don't know about you, but every time I'm in America, I live in Mexico, but when I'm in America and I have to take an Uber and it's $60, I don't stop and think about it, right? Like, wow, it's a lot when you're making $20 an hour. That's crazy. Code number 5 is what I call the forgotten code partnership. You are doing this going alone. And this is your number one reason why you are not successful. You are going to Alex Hormozi for advice when Alex Hormozi's business works for Alex Hormozi. He has tested his own things. He is himself. It will not work for you. You have to find you. And then once you do that, you're going to saddle up against some different partners that you may need because you cannot learn everything today and you cannot learn it fast enough. You are already smart enough to make $1 million in your business with your service. So stop that right now. I already know if you're here reading a book called If I'm So Smart, Why Can't I Get Clients? It tells me you are incredibly smart. You are probably overqualified to do what you do. And you are stuck. You need a biz bestie. You need a tech partner. You need somebody that can help you with your social. There's people out there, myself included, that will partner up with you. You've got a skill. I've got a skill. Let's spend a couple of minutes a day and just talk to each other. Right? I've got so many people on Boxer and so many people I meet on a weekly basis, mindset wise, all of these partners. And it saves my bum. If you don't have 6 people right now that you can call for different areas of your business because you're stuck, you are not going to make it. Right now, I want you to go and find a mentor, a biz bestie, somebody that's going to challenge your mindset, somebody that helps you with tech. I'm a tech expert. I still have somebody smarter than me helping me with tech. You get caught in it and can't see it. It is going to move you faster. And you need to be fast because money loves speed. The marketplace is moving so fast. You ain't got time to learn it all yourself. So go find yourself some partners. And that takes us right to code number 6, prosperity. Why are we talking about prosperity last? Well, prosperity is the accumulation of the first 5 P's. And prosperity is more than money. But if you continue to solve your clients' problems and not solve your own, you what? And that's what's happening. Yes or yes? That's exactly what's happening. Your people, your clients are walking away with a funnel that's going to make them $100,000 and you can't pay for a new set of shoes for your child. How is that balancing itself out in the world? It doesn't, right? So you have to make that determination. And I know you're going to say you have to make the money in a way that works for you. And that's why we're directing you to your future self. She knows how you need to do this. I need to do this the way that I'm doing it right now. I need to be valuable in the world in the sense that I'm going to take my experience and I'm going to share it with you just in case there's one person. If this book helps one person, that's it. If this helps one person understand then we're prosperous, right? That's my definition of prosperous. What's yours? Figure it out. And then in P number 6 under prosperity, we're going to talk a little bit about selling. And it's about this much, like a couple pages. Because I don't really sell very much at all. My clients are attracted to who I am because I share who I am online. I'm really good at what I do. I've got a system in place that works with them really well, asks for referrals. We have things happening, people coming back from 2 years ago because we serviced them well and didn't charge them at the time, right? It's just here's what we've got and here we are. And it's wonderful. We don't sell very often. We never have to go to a script or anything like that, right? And then there's discovery calls and how would you talk to people and how is your environment set up? Like this reflects who I am. There's no bag of flour and dog food in the back, which I've seen on people's discovery calls. Please clean that up. And that slides us right into what I call the possibilities. Now that we've talked a little bit together, the first time that a woman made $1 million online and started talking about that, do you know that was when it became possible for the rest of us? What if I told you that it's possible to have the life that you dream? Because here I am sitting, my husband doesn't work, we're in Mexico on the water in a beautiful home, working 3 days a week. It's been a lot more because we're writing a book. And I get to choose who I work with. I get to spend the time to work on a book that I've had in my heart, mind, and soul since I was a child. Do you know how much it costs to put out a book? I've been able to save from the work that I've done to prepare for this next piece so I can take what it is I do and know and take it to more people. Do you have the ability to save $30,000 and $40,000 at a time so you can launch the funnel properly? Right? It's going to take a year to see what this book is going to do. I need the finances there to make it with the ads and the tweaking and the experts. The editor alone is $5,000. Like what? You've got bigger goals, bigger dreams, but the finances are not there. And if you're not charging enough, you can't save. And then that takes us right to retirement. The reason I started this for myself was because I couldn't retire. I wasn't anywhere near it. I'd been underemployed, unemployed most of my life. So I know I'm not alone because the math is the math. And if you look at every woman out there, how could she, when she can barely provide, have enough saved $3 million in the bank so she can live on 10 grand? Like, I don't know the numbers, but right? Exactly. So it's called, If I'm So Smart, Why Can't I Get Clients? And what if what I outlined for you is the road? Well, no one will know for sure except for you, but it probably sounds about right. Yeah. Because it's time to put down everything from everyone else and seek yourself. And in the book are worksheets that guide you back to you to simply get you to ask questions that you may have never asked yourself before. Or you may have, but you've never asked them as a business owner at this time in your life because you're different now. And I sat down and have been doing this work forever and ever and ever. And that's why I believe I am here. I am not a shadow of who I used to be. I couldn't say shit if my mouth was full of it. I know that might feel really hard to believe, but I couldn't say no. Do you know what I would do instead? I would tolerate, and then I would leave. And I would leave homes, apartments, cities, countries. I just, can't do it. Can't speak. Behavior's so unbearable. Vamonos, off I go. And I was gone. Over and over, change my phone number. It was bad till one day I just couldn't do it anymore. The economic devastation of me doing that over and over and over again was absolutely horrendous. So yes, it's possible. See you on the next video. We're going to dive deeper into these topics every single time. Thanks for watching.